Hey guys, it's Dave. Wanted to make a video just about kind of something cool I've been doing for a while now, but just haven't had the time to put a video up about it. I've tried to pass this information along to quite a few of my friends, guitarists, especially those who live up here in the Midwest. Minneapolis right now is where I am at, and it tends to get very, very dry in the winter, and that poses a great deal of problems for acoustic guitars primarily. And so just a few quick things. Everyone knows, or at least everyone should know about sound hole humidifiers. They work all right. This one's just the Planet Waves one. You can buy it really anywhere. Basically what it is it's just a glorified sponge that rests between the third and fourth string in the sound hole of the guitar and humidifies the body, I guess. So typically you fill it up with, I've got a syringe inside the case that I use periodically to fill that back up with moisture. Something cool that I've also encountered, which I've been using either in tandem with this sound hole humidifier. I learned from a local guitar tech at a guitar shop called The Podium in Dinkytown. It's a really awesome place. You guys should all check it out. And basically, when I went there to get my guitar looked at when it was massively warped, first of all, I can kind of tell you a little bit about my guitar here. This is a Martin DX1 Dreadnought, and basically what it is it's a spruce top guitar with the composite material on the back and sides. And so one of the things that I've learned with this is that you have to be especially careful if you have a solid top guitar, because the wood will expand and contract at a different rate than the composite material on the sides. So you have to take that into account and make sure that you keep it moisture applied to your guitar, primarily in the winter when it's really dry. So long story short, this is kind of something that happened to me when I was living in the dorms back a few years ago, and when I was in college, and basically the dorms were so dry that the guitar, the arch of the top right here actually concaved. I had it kind of there was a divot right around here, and took a while to just intensely humidify it and get it to pop back out naturally. And just ever since I haven't kept my guitar on a stand since then. It's always been in this case. But the cool thing I wanted to show you was the trick that this guitar tech showed me at the Podium. And so what he said was, don't even waste your money. This was after I bought the sound hole humidifier. He said, don't even waste your money on those. You can do it yourself, make your own, and they are so cheap. And he was totally right. Basically, what I've got right here that I've been playing with annoyingly in my hands is a travel soap dish. You can buy them at Walgreens or Target. I know they sell them. Basically, it's a just a plastic dish that you can. It has a snap-on lid that comes off, and you put bar soap in there when you travel, so it keeps it right in there. And what I've done is I've removed the top, and you cut just a basic sponge. This is just it's a dirty sponge. I've had it for a while. It's just a kitchen sponge that I've cut to fit exactly in there when it's wet. You want it to fit in there when it's wet, and so that's important because the sponge will expand when it has moisture in it. So you want it. That'll be when it's the largest. So basically, the last step I did was I did this with a circular saw basically it's a 1 inch in diameter drill bit that just goes on a cordless drill. And you could probably do this with an X-Acto knife or anything. It's kind of thick, but I'm sure there's other ways of doing it. You could have pretty sweet shapes. I don't know. As long as you have something that's gonna keep the sponge in there, so it's not contacting the case material or the guitar or this and that, just enough so that the moisture is getting out into the body, the case. So, and then the technique. And so basically, what I have is I've got 2 of these bad boys, and I will typically place them. There's a compartment kind of in here where my neck rests, and so you can place them on either side of that. So one right there and one right there, facing outward, and so you get the holes kind of seeping the moisture into the other chambers of the case. And so basically what you want is, you don't want a soaking wet sponge in there. You want to fill the soap dish and the sponge container with water. And then what you want to do is hold it upside down, and you want to press your fingers up into the sponge and squeeze out as much of that excess moisture as you can, just so it's damp. You just want a damp sponge. And then you want to place it right in the case. And so there's not a whole lot of problems you can run into if you over-humidify your guitar. It's good to keep it to keep it moisturized. It tends to get more dangerous when you don't have enough moisture. So that's something to keep in mind. I also I used to have an SKB case. They're pretty popular. They're super durable. They're like pretty much flight cases for an acoustic guitar that, I'd feel fine throwing down a set of stairs and having the guitar be okay. But that was the first thing to go. The tech at the podium said that you want to go with, this is basically I don't know what the brand is. I can probably find out here somewhere. But it's basically a basic case. I don't know. It seems like a less synthetic polystyrene, different than the polystyrene that's in the SKB cases. It's more, it seems more natural. I know it's made in Canada. It says that right here on the side, so that's something to be proud of. But apparently that this is going to help keep the moisture in. Rather with the SKB case, it's actually absorbing the moisture right out of even if you have a humidifier in there. So your guitar is not any better off in its case with humidifiers. So that was the first change that I've made, and it's helped my guitar. But yeah, like I said, I haven't, even in the summer months when we're getting regular precipitation, I haven't kept my guitar out of its case on a stand ever. It's always in its case, latched, at least two or three of the latches, and I'm usually replacing the moisture in the sponges every week and a half or 2 weeks. And so yeah, like I said, it's typically something you want to be more wary about in the winter, but even in the summer it doesn't hurt. And so hopefully that's some helpful information for either anyone who's interested in learning more about guitar humidification. Again, this is what's out there. I don't know what I paid, maybe $13 for this. It comes in a kit. It's just this device here and a 10 milliliter syringe that you kind of stick in this hole up here and squeeze the moisture in there. So I mean, it's I think you're paying more for to feel kind of like high tech, but yeah, I definitely feel like the sponges do the trick. And like I said, you just have to get a 2-pack of kitchen sponges. You don't want anything larger. You don't want the large kitchen sponge. You want the smaller 3x5 almost sized sponges, and then 2 of those soap dishes, and those are like 99 cents each or something. And so, yeah, that's the way to go. Hopefully, let me know if anyone else watching this video, if you have any other do-it-yourself techniques for this, or if you've tried it out and are having problems with it. Just let me know. It's been working fine for me, so I should be able to help you out. But yeah, I'd like to hear what you guys think of this. Thanks a lot for watching. Let me know. See ya.